Hey everyone, we are back again. Don't know how many streams I did. It's the third. Well, maybe one, two, three, fourth stream of the day, technically, because I had to uh, kind of go away and then come back during streaming 7 Days to Die. Hope everybody's doing well. Waiting for Palworld to load. Palworld crashed. Not a good start. There was an update. I think there's just no problem. I just gotta really load it again. There we go. Yay. And we're gonna play Shitter Pants Island. Just because. Uh, why not? I'm gonna see if music will play. Let me know if the music is actively playing, guys, properly. If it is not, I will fix it. I am hungry. We didn't do money changes after that whole Crapper Pants event. Trying to remember where we're at. Okay. I'm gonna get that damn bird. First, I'm gonna get this metal. But we've got 2 more streams after this, guys. At around 8 or 9 p.m., I'm gonna do. Hello, Myra. Damn it! I'm gonna get there eventually. I'm correcting myself quicker. But hopefully I can make it through the whole night. The next stream is Bigfoot. Doesn't matter what you guys want. We're playing Bigfoot because I'm starting to get drink. I have yet to eat though. I got food. I got chicken tenders, and this thing they call a crunch box. It's like a side, 4 tenders, and a biscuit. Tenders are pretty big though. They're actually large strips of chicken breast. They're not like cheap, not like thin strip. They're not pounded flat chicken with a lot of breading on them. They're actually decent cuts of tenders. And the macaroni and cheese, I tried it. It just reminds me. I should have gotten the fries. I should have waited and gotten the fries. But I didn't want to wait and then be late to come back to stream. But next time, if I have time, I will get the fries. I don't get the I don't get food from them that often, so. But Why am I repairing this? Stone, stone. Can I? Oh, I gotta make the... Damn it, that's right, I gotta level up. Because I did not have enough to get that. And I need that to make these. So yeah, I do have to repair that. Okay, that's one. We're keeping score this time. How many times Darkkthought unintentionally... That's one. We're keeping a count, guys. We're seeing how many times I hit the E key when I mean to do something at one of these damn tables. We're keeping count. Because I'm a friggin' idiot. And can't learn. Okay. Make sure they have food. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'm gonna start getting quiet as the night goes on because these kind of games I just kind of mellow out. Bigfoot will be when I really. That's why I wanted to do that. It's gonna be a. It doesn't matter what I'm playing. It's Bigfoot, and then you guys will get to pick the last game of the night, which I'm assuming is gonna be Subnautica Below Zero. I'm okay. Alright. Let's go frickin' find us some stuff. Okay. We're gonna go try to get Sweeper. This time it's intentional. This time it was 100% intentional. Alright, Bryson, go ahead. What's a fun fact about dolphins? Oh, I forgot to do something. I forgot to share my stream. How's everybody gonna know? Copy. Paste. Control. Enter. Copy. Yeah, the pufferfish. Yeah, I know about the pufferfish thing. Yep. They actively, they had to remove dolphins from a community tank at an aquarium because that's when they found that out. That's been around for a little while actually. Not common knowledge, but yeah, it is something that dolphins do. orcas do something similar. I forget what the hell they do to get high, but they actually do stuff to get high as well. Yeah, dolphins will frickin' massively abuse pufferfish. I know Smoke has a... Because I posted in it. Where is it? There it is. God. Yeah, there's another one knows they won't let pregnant women, not pregnant, well, yeah, pregnant women too. They won't let women on their into a tank with dolphins, because dolphins will attack them. Some used to believe they're trying to mate with them, and it's actually been proven they're actually trying to beat the shit out of them, to kill them. Pregnant female, like a woman in who's menstruating can seem to a dolphin like they're in. They get to a female dolphin who has a mated male. They're a threat, so they try to kill them. It's kind of evil. Well, Myra, that I can understand that, and I get why it happens. But just as somebody who suffers from depression myself, don't let even if all you're doing is having a couple of pieces of chocolate, that will greatly help with your mental state. I had similar issues where I wouldn't eat, and I'd feel worse and worse. And if it wasn't for my mom, who's a registered nurse, going, "Did you eat today?" No, I don't feel like eating. Eat something. Eat anything. Even if it is one of the worst things in the world for you to eat, meaning it's not healthy. Even if it's junk food, have something, because that will improve your mood. What do you got about Bald Eagle? Dude, do something. Dude, my monkey just roughed up that. Hey, jackasses, get out of the way. Damn it! He killed him. I was hoping he wouldn't kill him. I love you to death, dude, but you killed him. Yeah, kinda. There are other birds that will attack a bald eagle. Not many, but there are a few. Crows will do it just to do it. And why did I just die? Was I overheating, really? Crows are the only ones who will blatantly attack bald eagles. Other birds will and have attacked bald eagles. Usually in defense of their nest. Crows do it just to be dicks. They do it because they don't like bald eagles. But other birds do attack bald eagles, usually if they're being attacked themselves. You didn't come up, come up, come on. Lay down. Lie down. Talking to my dogs, guys. But yeah, thank you for the Bryson. I was aware of the dolphin one. The eagle one's a little hit or miss depending on the source. Bryson, I am 49 years old. I will be, or at least I will be in, I will be 49 in June. I spent most of my life reading. That's 3 times. I've spent most of my life reading. Anything. Everything. Oh my god. 4 times. So, yeah, finding a fact I don't... What is wrong with me? Why am I overheating? What the crap? I really want to change that. Is there... Can I? Keybinds, game settings, controls, keybind. Change it from E to... Change it to 4. Change that to E. Yeah, that'll work. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. Okay, just making sure it works. But yeah, I am old. And I am old as in I had the Encyclopedia Britannica, not the internet. And I read the Encyclopedia Britannica. For shits and giggles. Actually, because I was, what do you call it, I was grounded for a very long time. And so, for shits and giggles, because I was bored, I read the Encyclopedia Britannica. I worked a job that was so boring that I could finish the work in under 3 hours, something that normally took other people up to 2 weeks. I have I have 2 dogs, Bryson. I have a, how old is he now? He's born to, I have an 8-year-old, yeah, I have an 8-year-old Chihuahua Shih Tzu, and I have a 3-year-old Yorkie 1/4 Chihuahua. And that's not my only dogs that I've had. Bear with me, guys. I gotta open my bottle of red cream soda. But yeah, Bryson, I am a fountain of useless knowledge. Not gonna lie. I know the definition for supercalifragilisticexpialidocious and zippity-doo-dah. I know what the word Twitter-pated means, and it has nothing to do with Twitter. I know facts about subjects that people do not give a crap about, but yet someone somewhere on the line wrote down. If you want to know what supercalifragilisticexpialidocious means, it's an expression of extreme joy. Also references zippity-doo-dah. Disney paid to have them put into the Encyclopedia Britannica. They also paid to put the word Twitter-pated into the dictionary, which is the act of the male of a species falling 100% in love, head over heels in love with the female of their species. Dark toast. We didn't burn any toast. Well, that's good. I mean, you know, at least you know your pets like care for your company. Yeah, there's some dogs that I've owned in my life that, like, I owned a Cocker Spaniel who was my dog, and he spent most of his life sleeping in my mom and dad's room, but he was my dog. As made very clear to me. I bought him, but he was essentially my parents. I bought him as a quasi wedding anniversary gift. And also an excuse to own a Cocker Spaniel. And he spent most of his adult life sleeping in my parents' room. Till he got really old, and then he started sleeping in my room. Last couple of years of his life, he slept in my room, which goes to show you, like, you know, because like the first year or two when he was still a puppy, because most dogs are actually puppies until they're like 2 years old. They're not full grown until they hit 2, sometimes 3, depending on the breed. They don't hit full growth, in other words. And sometimes 3, sometimes most of it's 2. Especially small breed dogs or medium breed dogs. But 2 years old is your average for being a full-grown adult dog. Even though they can start having puppies at like 1. But I don't think I have one of these guys yet. I'm trying to get them before my guys wax them. They will straight up murk a dude. See? They will straight up murk a dude. Oh, that sucks. It's always hard when you have to give a dog because it was leaving the property or doing stuff it's not supposed to do. What do I need to do? Oh, hot spring. What am I missing for this? Pal fluid. Yeah, I could have sworn I had horn. safe to put this in here. We have plenty of food there. We're gonna go take a nap. Pretty good. It is my 1-year anniversary on YouTube today. You have Myra. You have a Chihuahua Shih Tzu mix as well. Mine's a bit of a dick. He's really nice to everybody else, but he'll bite me. Not even kidding. He's a bit of an asshole. Are you mine? Okay, put that in there. What the crap was I doing? Oh yeah, I had to go get Pal fluid. What do I need to get Pal fluid? What one's Pal fluid? Palworld. Okay, water elemental pals. So, yep, gotta go kill those guys. Time to go to the beach. Yay! Woo! I have not built a parachute yet. Can I make the parachute yet? Yeah, I can make a parachute. Why haven't I made a parachute yet? What kind of jackass am I? He's a special kind of jackass who forgets to make his parachute. I also should eat. You want to see something just evil? Oh, he moved. We're doing something evil. That's wrong. Shouldn't do that. Shouldn't capture people. That's just mean. Capturing people is not cool. And yet capturing that one person, I think, put me over the top for 30 Pokeballs or whatever, pals. Hit me. Cheeky bastard. Cheeky bastard. I'm just reading what it says. It's calling him a cheeky bastard every time he escapes. We leveled, yay! Thank you, Bryce. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell. It really does help out. I'm trying to make it to 500 subscribers so that I can go to monetization. Once I can monetize, that means I can do cool stuff like do memberships, do events, and other neat things that YouTube lets you do. Yes. Egg incubator, yes. Pelt armor, yes. Still gotta catch him. What do I want to update? Alright, we want to add that. Yes. You little bastard. You. You missed. Missed again. Missed again. Oh, you kidding me? Kidding me? We're just grabbing as we go. I should have that. And I should have that. And I'm gonna go get that. No, it's not a get, it's a dude. I was hoping it was an egg. But it's a dude. I may or may not have been standing in the fire. There's a bit of graphics issue, I think. Oh, I forgot. We're up to four. We're up to four. 4 times unintentionally hitting the wrong key. Bad enough that I actively changed my hotkey to number 4. You know it's bad when you change the hotkey to how many times in a row you actively misclick. Here, kitty. Oh, he's back. Here, Porky. We're having bacon and eggs tonight for dinner. Let's see something evil. Damn it, they killed McBass again. Where'd that? Oh, you son of a bitch. Oh, is he already dead? Why am I overheating? Why am I actively dying? It was him? You're shitting me. My own pals making me overheat. Not command, it's the F key when I want to do that. Yeah, come up, come up. The hell? Okay. Damn day. There we go. Dude, what are you doing? All I can hear is eating on to my left. I'm hungry. And I haven't had any of my chicken yet. I had my biscuit, which the biscuit they put honey butter on, which is really good. Or they use a honey glaze, I'm not sure which. But we got our chicken tenders and we got some hot sauce dip. And I apologize if you hear the munchies and the crunchies. I'm eating my chicken tenders. Because all I can hear is these bastards over here pigging out. Porcupie's a slacker, huh? We're gonna need us a new porker. Yeah, I use spicy hot sauce. Yep. I used to do tenders and dip them in honey, but spicy chicken in honey does not go very well. And down here, most of the local, like, convenience stores that sell, like, fast food, like, counter, like, what do you call it? Best way to put it would be, not diner food, but, I don't want to call it, it's not diner food. It's, like, gas station food, right? Where you got, like, the corn dogs. Or, like, down here, it's not like corn dogs and shit. It's, like, handmade batter dip in, like, it's marinated in spicy seasoning. They do, like, wedge cut fries, jalapeno poppers, taquitos, churros. So it's good. So I found either I gotta dip them in French dressing, which I don't have enough French dressing, or I gotta dip them in spicy. I get the. I always over order the spicy buffalo sauce from McDonald's. And I get the chicken nuggets. I like spicy food because it's got flavor. Yeah, it's all about the flavor. All right, Mira, or excuse me, not Mira, Myra. I don't eat any other meat other than poultry. I eat turkey, chicken, occasionally duck, very rarely. Guinea hen, Cornish hen, all poultry, pheasant. I don't eat fish. I do not eat red meat. I do not eat pork. I don't eat anything but chicken. So there's only not just chicken, but poultry. There's very few ways to really flavor chicken, where it holds the flavor really well. I'm not big on Italian dish chicken or poultry. I love Chinese. I love not Chinese. I love Italian food, but I do not like Italian food when they make chicken, except for a few of their dishes, like some of the mushroom dishes they make with chicken. So spicy is just one of the better ways to make chicken. And honestly, I live in New Orleans. If you don't eat spicy, you're not eating. I grow my own peppers. I am allergic to all seafood. all shellfish, all fish. And yes, there's the 3 categories. Fish covers freshwater fish. Seafood is both like it's like salmon and trout that are both salt and freshwater, and swordfish and all that. And anything that's not a crustacean like shellfish. But I'm allergic to fish oil, so I can't eat any kind of fish, any kind of shellfish, any kind of seafood. I can't eat it. It will kill me. I've never enjoyed pork. Pork makes me nauseous. I honestly do not give a crap about cows, pigs, chickens. I don't care. It's food. You know, yeah, they're cute animals, and I wouldn't mind having one as pets sometimes, but it's frickin' food. And you know, it's meant. You know, we are omnivores. We're meant to eat both meat and vegetables and fruit, not just one thing or the other. So I don't really care about a cow. My issue is that I've never been a red meat person. I've never been pork. I've never eaten a hot dog. That's actually in my baby book. I've said this in numerous streams before. In my baby book, it literally says when they're testing out foods I like. There's a thing in your baby book where they like foods they like. List is does not like hot dogs. Spit it out. Won't even try it. That was at 2 years old. So I've never eaten a hot dog. Ever. Not on purpose, not by accident. I can eat red meat. I can tolerate it. But I don't eat it because I don't like it. I don't eat stuff I don't like. I had to do that most of my early life. I had to eat foods I did not like. I was forced to eat foods I did not like. I will not eat them. There are some things where I grew to like them. Like, eventually I grew to like boiled spinach. Even though I hated boiled spinach as a little kid. 3 years old, my dad tells a story about me being 3-4 years old, where I literally fell asleep into a plate of boiled spinach with mayonnaise on it. Mayonnaise, salt, pepper. Boiled spinach. Fell asleep into it. My dad used to tell that story. My mom thought it was freaking hilarious because the rule was, if you put it on the plate, you gotta eat it. So it was put on my plate, and I had to eat it because my parents made it. You ate it. In my family, you did not throw away food. You did not give it to your pets unless you were done eating, and it was scraps, leftovers. And you'd already cleared your plate. Our pets growing up did not get food off of our plates. To this day, I do not give my dogs do not eat anything off of my plate unless I hand it to them. And that's usually stuff like bread crust off of the crust off of a pizza. Occasionally I'll give them chicken. But I don't eat red meat because I don't like the taste of it. I haven't, not since I was in my teens. I was on a diet called the Feingold diet. It's a little weird. The Feingold diet is invented to help kids with hyperactivity and ADHD. You remove every artificial flavor, coloring, sugar, preservative, so on and so forth. That is in most food nowadays. So I was eating whole food, all natural back before there was a Whole Foods. I was not allowed to have regular cereals. I've never had Cocoa Puffs. Never. Because I wasn't allowed to. Never had, like, never had Cocoa Puffs. Never had, Blueberry or the other, like Blueberry, Frankenberry, Count Chocula. Never had them. Closest I ever got to a sugary cereal was, Honey Smacks, which used to be Sugar Smacks, which used to be Honey Smacks. They named like 3 times. But you know, it used to be Honey Smacks, and that was like, I got to have that on rare occasions, and usually it was a holiday. As in, we weren't home, and Mom bought it to put into the camper or to put into the cabinets while we were on vacation. It did not ever make it home. I did not have regular, like, sweets on a regular basis. Never had Fruity Pebbles. Never once. Wasn't allowed. I had Frosted Mini Wheats. Still to this day, I love Frosted Mini Wheats. I'll buy a box of Frosted Mini Wheats and eat them dry. Mostly because I can't stand soggy shredded wheat. I can't stand soggy cereal. I grew to despise cereal and milk because I wasn't allowed to have good cereal. It's good cereal. My parents didn't buy shit. But I wasn't allowed to have, like, the stuff kids wanted to have. I wasn't allowed to have the sweet cereals. So, I would hate eating. I grew to hate eating. So I said Myra, not Mira. I keep saying Mira. Nope, those didn't exist, Nicholas, those didn't exist when I was a kid. You gotta remember, I'm 49. We had, like, we had, Count Chocula, Cocoa Puffs, Blueberry, Frankenberry, and stuff like that, but we didn't have the weird mini wheats or Blueberry Cheerios. Didn't exist. We had Honey Cheerios and regular Cheerios. That was it. Honey Nut Cheerios and Cheerios. Those were the 2 we had. But I've never had most sugar cereals. Can't stand them, actually, because I can actually taste preservatives and shit. That's why I don't eat red meat. It's because I can literally taste the preservatives used in red meat. That's been in use in red meat, along with red food dye, since the 80s. Because during the 80s, and Nicholas should remember this, there was a beef shortage. There was actually a shortage of beef in the United States. My mom never bought Captain Crunch. Never once. Never had it. Frosted Mini Wheats, Frosted Flakes, Frosted Special K. I kind of liked Special K to an extent. But there was a meat shortage in the 80s, around like 84, 85. At about the same time, I went on a no preservatives, no dye, no this, no that diet called the Fine Gold diet. It's actually a decent diet for kids who have ADHD. I actually didn't have ADHD. As much as my mom says it worked, didn't it? It didn't really work. I just didn't eat, so I was constantly tired. I was getting full-on migraines because the minute amount of sugar I was getting from stuff I was eating, I was getting a sugar high and then bottoming out almost immediately. I'd eat breakfast and I'd have like a sugar on like cornflakes, because I hated Cheerios. Oh, I still hate Cheerios. Kids talking about, oh, I love Cheerios. I'm like, hey, hate Cheerios. Fucking eating styrofoam. Only thing worse than Cheerios was puffed rice. Nothing worse than eating styrofoam and milk. The only reason I like Sugar Smacks, or Honey Smacks, we called them, they were Sugar Smacks back then. The only reason I liked Honey Smacks was because they were sweet. I need to make, like, 10 of these. So, my diet removed pretty much all sugar from my body. And all preservatives, all everything. So, and then they had me where they found out that I was literally having sugar/caffeine withdrawals halfway through a school day. Before lunch. Like, I'd have a splitting migraine before lunchtime. Eat lunch, I'd be fine. I'd be okay again. Couldn't figure out. I'm going in to see the nurse, and there's like, he's lying, he's faking it. Well, I wasn't faking it. I was literally having headaches from having sugar lows. I was having sugar lows so bad that I was going into withdrawals every day because my body burned. I had a hyperactive adrenaline gland. I was going. Oh, I need more? No, I shouldn't need more. So I didn't use that many. No, I don't. Get over here. So, I was going into sugar withdrawals. And, oh, no, they had me on natural fruit, natural vegetables, but the problem is that my body was burning it out in a short amount of time. So I was... Jesus Christ, what are you guys doing over here? I was going through withdrawals pretty quickly. And the nurse tried to get me... they tried to claim I was faking it to get out of school. All kinds of bullshit. Come to find out after doing tests... No, he's actually got medical issues, like the fact that his body overproduces adrenaline. So he's literally burning out all the sugar in under 3-4 hours. So they had me where, for breakfast, at 9 years old, I was having a cup of coffee with breakfast, an 8-ounce cup of coffee with breakfast, with milk and sugar. And an hour before lunch, I was having a cup of hot chocolate. Nobody else in the school was. I was. My parents actually bought me my own little coffee mate, where it used to just heat up hot water, and you put in instant coffee or your teacup or your hot chocolate or whatever you were cooking. Look at her. She's cute now. She's cute. But I was having tea when I got home. I had to have a cup of tea when I got home at 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon from school. Because if I didn't, I would go into withdrawals from caffeine and sugar. My body would burn out. I was thin too. I was like, now, like, my metabolism's like, I hit my mid-20s, like 28, 29, and they put me on blood pressure medication, and it burned out my metabolism. Like, slowed it down drastically. And I started putting on weight because of the medications they put me on, not because I wasn't active enough. I was 220 pounds. 6'1", 220 pounds. And they put me on medication, and I went from 220 pounds to 260 pounds in 3 months. That's medication, not lifestyle change, because I hadn't changed my lifestyle. In fact, I was eating less because I was poor. I was eating less often. But also on top of that, when you eat less often and you're eating substandard food, because I was poor, your body converts anything and everything it can into fat. It is because if you are starving, yet you're not starving, but if you're eating minimum amount of food, Whatever is above and beyond what your body needs to stay functional, it will automatically turn into fat. It is your they figured out that the same thing. The stupid dog, get out of the way. The same, like how to put it? The same biochemical response of starvation or winter hibernation. Not starvation, of winter hibernation is mimicked in Caucasians, specifically, white people. Depression, and not malnourishment, but substandard nourishment mimics hibernation behavior, where your body will store shit in your fat to store energy as best it can, because if your body thinks you're in lean times, like lack of food, and our bodies have acclimated to cold weather climates where, yeah, halfway through the winter, you're on lean times. You're on, like, substandard food rations. You're rationing. So if you're poor, you're rationing. That's just life. That's how, like, you know, modern days, you're poor, you're living on, like, food rationing. Whether you want to be or not. Very few poor people eat healthy, and not to excess, but to what they need to maintain. So we get fat. Poor people get fat. Why? Well, because you're eating garbage. You're eating stuff your body can't naturally process. So but you're also on rationing. So your body rations and stores fat. When you hear it all the time when people talk about, oh, when I lose weight, I feel horrible. Yeah, you feel horrible because one of the first things your body starts doing when you're dieting is burning fat cells. Well, the fat, your fat cells are your dumpsters for your body. It's where your body chucks everything it cannot and does not want to digest. If you're overflowing, and especially if you're like, if you're eating poorly, you're going to, ooh, what is that? Ooh, sandblast fruit. If you're eating, say, less healthy than you really could, and you're eating, but you're drinking a lot of caffeine, so you stay up, because, by the way, human beings actually know how to self-medicate, and caffeine is one of the things we use to self-medicate. Caffeine's one of the things we self-medicate with. Well, if your kidneys are processing sugar and caffeine, it won't process stuff like preservatives, food colorings, chemicals. It won't do it. It shunts that stuff to your fat cells because you are overloading it with work to do. So your kidneys and liver can't get rid of that crap quick enough. So it just dumps it. It dumps it in your fat. So if you start trying to lose weight, or you quit, like if you drink alcohol, you quit drinking. You do anything that cause your, because a lot of people when they quit drinking, then start exercising to distract themselves. They try to distract themselves by, like, exercise or just getting away from, like, they try to reduce depression by going out and doing activities. Well, that burns calories. The calories got to come from somewhere, so your body starts fat cells. Burning fat cells that have nothing but garbage in them. Stuff your body doesn't like, doesn't want, and can't get rid of. That's why you feel like shit. So if you guys start eating, If for whatever reason you go on a diet, if you change your like medication, if you stop drinking, stop having caffeine, stop having lots of sugar, if you change the way you eat or uh whatever addiction you might have, because everybody's got an addiction. Anybody who says they aren't addicted to something is a liar. Everybody's addicted to something. It's just some people, their addictions overwhelm their ability to maintain, to monitor and mitigate. I don't have a chemical addiction to most things. Like I was on Oxycontin for 4 years. I was on high dose Oxycontin, 40 milligrams twice a day. Walked away from it. The only thing I didn't like was going off of it without needing to. Going on and off of it sucks. Because your body all of a sudden can feel all the pain you couldn't feel before, so you get depressed. Well, if I get depressed, I eat a lot. I eat more. So I'm eating more. Well, the reason... Oh, damn it. I wasn't paying attention to my health. The reason I'm eating, the reason I'm on Oxycontin, or at least why I was on Oxycontin, was because my knee had been destroyed and I couldn't support my weight. So I was on Oxycontin so I wouldn't be in pain constantly from my knee and lower back, so I could actually function. Move around, do what I needed to do, and actively be able to lift and carry my 200 at times 70 pounds, 280 pounds. I'm actually down to 250. It's the latest I've been in a decade. I'm very proud of that. And it has nothing to do with diet. I eat whatever the hell I want, whenever the hell I want. And it has everything to do with my mood. Over the last year, I think my mood is better. Doing this makes me feel better. I may have months where I don't feel great because, and I think most of that's just environmental. I have issues with SAD, so seasonal attenuated depression. Oh, I'm 6'1", Nicholas. 6'1", 2 feet across the shoulders. I would have been like, if I was as big as I am now, I would have been like I would have been, what do they call that? When I still was, and even in high school, if I was in high school and as big as I am now, like built like I am now, I would have had the coaches up my crack constantly to play football. Because I am built like a lineman. I have my dad's stature with width, like his shoulder width, and I have my mom's family's height. My dad was also like 2 foot across his shoulder. I have to, like, I can't walk through most standard doors without being conscious of how, like, where my shoulders are at. Because I bump into door frames. It's freaking annoying. I actively hate that I have such wide shoulders. But yeah, I'm 2 foot wide at the shoulders. My legs, from bicycling and just natural, what do you call it, natural build, my upper legs are almost 2 feet around at the upper calf, my upper thigh. No, is it thigh? Yeah, my thigh. My upper thigh is 2 feet around. I have very little fat on my legs from the bicycling I do and just my natural build. My family genetics, we tend to carry our weight in our guts. In our face. At 2 feet, you're not. If you're 2 feet tall, you're a freaking midget, dude. If I was 280 pounds and 2 feet tall, holy crap, I'd be a bowling ball. But no, I'm 250 and 6'1". Myra, that's not that bad. 5'6" is kind of 5'6" is on the outside of average. Like you're you're actually middle range for height. For women, you're middle range for height, and you're only 17, so you got at least another 2 years of growth I like short girls. Or girls that are average height. For me, short... Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I'm 6'1". A quote-unquote short girl is any girl under 5'7". My grandmother was only like 5'4", 5'5". My mom is 5'11". Her father was 6'3". Her brother is 6'4". No. No, yeah, he's 6'3", 6'4". My mom's youngest brother is 6'2", 6'3". And the middle brother of the three brothers, of my mom's three brothers, was like around that same height, 6'1", 6'2". I'm almost as tall. I'm about the same height as my uncle Greg. I won't date a girl. I won't date a girl as tall as me. Because 6'1" is a very tall woman, and I've had girls who were very tall approach me. I'm like, yeah, no, I can't. I don't find them attractive. I don't. It's a personal preference. They can be like, I can look at them and go, you're freaking gorgeous. I'm not attracted to you. Because there is a difference between attraction and beauty. You could be freaking 8 feet tall and a perfect 10, and I would walk away. Even if your weight was still less than, even if you were still under my weight. I can't, like, I like girls, and it's a, people hate it when I say this. I like girls who are cute, not hot. If the girl's a 9 or a 10, it means she probably did not do much to make any kind of effort to have a personality. Or her personality is built around her appearance. I'm hot, love me. No. And it is purely a attitude and personality thing. Hot girls, while some of them may be massively brilliant, I can't be bothered with them because on average they do not make an effort to have a personality. Modern hot girls, I should say. Because according to my friends, or like girls back, like, you know, my mom, like when she was, she's like my mom's like a 9 or a 10. From like, you know, like era the, like, you know, the 60s. My mom would like be like a 9 or a 10. My dad was like my dad, I would give him like, he was a 7 and maybe an 8 on a good day. I still don't know how my mom hooked up with him. It was a blind date and they just hit it off. My mom and dad were a blind date. They weren't even, it was not even supposed, it was like, you know, like a girl could not go out unless she went out with a friend. So my dad wanted to date her friend, so they set my dad up on a blind date with my mom. I think that's how it went. Something like that. It was the 60s. Late 60s. So, you know, back then you couldn't just go out. You know, there were restrictions. You couldn't just say, yeah, I'm going out with my friend, you can't stop me. No, yeah, they could. And they did. My mom went out with my dad as a, I won't say a favor, but kind of as a, she went out so her friend could go out. I think there's something fighting behind. I think they're fighting behind me. Yeah. Oh, they murked that wolf. Here, get off my property. Get off my property. Get off my property. Get on that other side of that blue line. Yeah, you stay over there. But yeah, my mom and dad, and they got married like, I think 4 or 5 months after they met. And no, it was not a shotgun wedding. If you don't know what a shotgun wedding is, my mom was not pregnant. They just really fell in love and married. It was, you know, they just really liked each other. But yeah, my mom and dad, I think the best advice I ever got from my mom and my dad about dating was, don't marry someone who is exactly like you. My mom and dad had absolutely separate interests. They did not spend every day together. They were not up in each other's business 24/7. That's what ruins a lot of marriages, is people who date themselves. You are your worst match. Psychologically speaking, you are your worst match, because then the relationship becomes boring. Once the relationship becomes boring, you start looking elsewhere. What am I missing? I need more wood. Well, Mira, you're only 17. You've got a couple more years to grow. Girls don't stop growing until they're like, I think 21. I think girls stop growing at 21, men stop growing around like 24, 25. I didn't hit my full height. I graduated high school. I was 5'9", 5'10". I was almost as tall as my dad. My dad was 5'10". My mom was 5'11". I was almost as tall as my dad when I graduated high school. I was under 150 pounds. I was small. And then I went from 5'9" to 6'1" in a year and a half. I ran into bullies of mine when I was 20. That's an old song, Nicholas. Jesus. I went from 5'9" to 6'1" between my 18th and 20th birthday. And I ran into bullies of mine when I was in my 20s, and like, holy shit, dude, what the hell? I'm glad you weren't this big in high school. We never would have picked on you. I go, yeah, you wanna start some shit now, man? I can punch out, because I worked at the food court in the mall at the time. I can punch out. You know, we can go out in the parking lot, and you know, we can settle our old shit. He's like, no, dude, my wife would kick my ass if I did that. Did I get a... I did, yay! Can I straight up just capture him? No! Don't murk him! I don't know. I've never heard a girl that's 6'1" who was actually happy about being 6'1", in all honesty. A lot of girls who are that tall complain about being that tall. Because guys won't go up to, they're intimidated by them. I'm not intimidated by tall women. I just don't find them attractive. My mom's a tall woman. Mom's 5'11". She was an attractive woman. Or is. Well, she's old now. And it's kind of creepy if you say your mom's hot. Now, my mom would have been like an 8 or a 9 in the 70s and 60s. I had friends in high school who, dude, your mom's hot. Shut up, I'm gonna kick your ass. You know, meanwhile, we do the same thing to him and he get pissed off at us. You can't say that. Yes, we can, dude. You said it about our mom. Or you said it about, you know, so-and-so's mom. You said it about that person's mom. I like shorter girls. See, I think there's a misnomer. When it comes to the saying that, oh, girls will date their dads, not actually date their, but they'll find a guy who most resembles their father, or at least the qualities they see in their father. So a girl would date a guy who she's idolized, is the idolized version of her dad. A guy will often date a girl who resembles his whichever grandmother he most connected with. Not gonna lie on this. I've talked to a number of guys about this. Everybody goes, oh, you're gonna end up dating a girl like your mother. That's usually the thing that people say. Oh, you're gonna date and marry a girl like your mother. And I would never want to date a woman like my mom. My mom, I am a mommy's boy. I'm not gonna lie. My mom is my biggest supporter. She's the one who's bought every book I've ever that I've published. She went out of her way to help me when I was trying to get disability, make sure my rent was paid for almost a year. She is my biggest supporter. But I could never date a woman like her because there would be no challenge to it. You should marry somebody who challenges you. Who makes you feel like the effort you're putting out is just shy of good enough. And usually, that's going to be your whatever grandmother you most connected with, or an aunt, like an older aunt. Usually somebody older than your mom, whether it's on your dad's side or your mom's side. You're usually going to a guy will find a woman who most connects to that woman, whether it's your grandmother or an aunt. In all honesty, I like girls who are short because my mom's mom was short. She was 5'5", 5'6". She was a short woman. I was tall compared to her. And she made me feel like a little friggin' kid. Until almost to her death. Towards the end of her life, there was a couple of times where I basically told her off because she really pissed me off. Completely ignored and berated my suggestions, and that just set me over the edge. I lost my temper on her. It's also before I went on blood pressure medication, and I had a really short temper when I was not on blood pressure medication, because with my blood pressure always up, so is my adrenaline. So I was constantly short-tempered. Now it takes a lot to set me off. But let me check something here. No, nothing going on. But yeah, no, I've talked to my mom about that. I don't date girls my mom's height. I don't date girls like my mom. I date girls that remind me of my grandmother. Women who will kick my ass as easily as, tell me they love me. My mom wouldn't kick my ass. Hell, I ran down and middle being in a 2-3 week grounding during the middle of summer. When I was 10 years old, I ran downstairs, and I was not allowed downstairs for 2 weeks unless I was ill or doing chores. My daily schedule for 3 weeks, including during my birthday, was breakfast, chores, room. Lunch, chores, room. Dinner, chores, bed. That was my schedule for 3 weeks in June of 1985, not 2000. In 1985, that was my schedule for June and most of July of 1985. Because I had pissed my parents off that much. And I came running downstairs to tell my mother, who was doing dishes. I can clearly remember running into the kitchen with one of her nursing books from her ER surgery, her trauma surgery books. Running downstairs with the book in my hand, open to the inside where it tells you how to open up a chest cavity. Kid doing this today would end up in therapy, like, almost instantly. My mom's, like, proud. So weird to think about it. I came running downstairs with my mom's ER trauma surgery textbook, going, Mom, look at this. The same way you open a human body to do heart surgery is the same way Dad guts a deer to clean it. Because at 10 years old, I'd helped my father gut deer. And my dad hunted to supplement the food during winter. So we wouldn't have to spend as much on meat. I ate venison up until I was like 12 years old. I don't mind venison, because it's expensive. And I don't have easy access to it anymore. I used to love venison. My dad would get this venison. He'd go to this local butcher who'd make venison sausage. Venison and pork sausage. Come on. And he'd make andouille, which is spicy sausage, and regular, like, breakfast sausages, large and small length. I used to love that. I'd eat that in spaghetti. I would love that. But it's very difficult to find and buy, and I won't buy store-bought. You coming up? Come on. Get up here. Lay down. I won't buy store-bought because store-bought meat, even poultry, has preservatives. I can taste the difference. I won't buy... All right, here's an example. I will buy processed, sliced turkey if it's from the deli counter. I won't buy it if it's prepackaged and sealed in oil or salt water or whatever they seal it in, that mush that comes out like it's like fucking ugh. Where you gotta, like, I feel the need to rinse off the meat before eating it. Because I can taste the preservatives. They put fewer preservatives in meat that is sold at the deli counter than they do in, like, Purdue pre-sliced deli meat. I also don't like the thicker cut that you get in the prepackaged meat. I could never eat lunch meat bought from a store. I had to get it from a deli. And when I get sliced turkey, I get it paper thin. I want to be able to roll that shit like a joint. That's how I tell. Like, down here, it's funny. Like, because invariably, it's usually a African American working. Honestly, New Orleans, I am the minority. As the white guy, I'm the minority. We are like 10% of the population in the city, whereas African Americans make up about 85 to 90. Like another, like I say 85 to 90 because like the other 5% is a mix of Asian and Hispanic. Caucasians are in the minority down here. I think we're even less than 10%. But oh, that's right, I'm still using that stone axe. So when I go up to the counter, and invariably in these stores, they put the semi-attractive women behind a deli counter. I don't know why, they just do. And I'll walk up to the counter, and I go, yeah, can I get a pound of turkey, you know, whatever turkey breast I'm getting, store brand or whatever brand I'm getting. And I go, and they're like, okay, so how like, you know, how thick do you want it? You know, I want it like, you know, #1, but try to go even thinner than #1. Like, I want to be able to roll that shit. Like, you know, I want to be able to roll a joint. And they just look at you and then laugh and go, okay, I know what you mean. They'll laugh. Like, I want to be able to roll that, you know, like paper roll it, like a joint. And they're like, okay, I got you. I got you. They don't even question it. They see me, like, they even, like, one of the ladies knows me, and she goes, it's like, you getting a pound or a half pound today? I said, I'm getting a pound. Is okay, I got you. Don't worry, honey. This woman, she calls me honey. She's not even like 2 years older than me, acting like I'm like, you know, talking to me like I'm a younger kid. It's kind of funny. I find it entertaining. I need to build these guys a hot tub. Oh, there it is. Hot tub! But, yeah, I have a lot of dietary issues. I am not a picky eater. I am a restricted eater. Like, if I ever ended up going to prison, I'd starve to death. Because most of the food in prison I couldn't eat. My dietary restrictions are ridiculous. I can't have most leaf vegetables. Like head lettuce gives me severe indigestion and diarrhea. A lot of... I can't eat corn. And yeah, that does kind of suck, Nicholas. I lost my dad to a heart problem that escalated to pneumonia. He had a bad habit of not going to the doctor when he was sick, like really sick. Like, not just, you know, it's time to go to the doctor, you know, it's that time of year. No, he'd refuse to go, and he'd be coughing up fucking blood. And he's like, oh, I'm fine, I'm fine. You know, he was that old school. I mean, hey, dude still made it to frickin' 70. He was 75 years old. He died when I was 45. He was born, my dad was born exactly 30 years and 1 week before I was born. I actually got him out of work for his 30th birthday. On his 30th birthday, they called him in because my mom was going into labor with me. She wasn't. It was a false alarm. It wasn't even Braxton. I was actually supposed to be born the beginning of June. I was like 2, maybe 3 weeks late, if I remember my mom correctly. I was supposed to be born before my dad's birthday. And I was born a week after my dad's birthday, to the point where my dad told the doctor on his birthday, no, not on his birthday, on the day I was born, either he comes out this time, or I won't be here next time, because he'd already used the 3 days he was allowed by his job, because that was standard back then, was 3 days. Men only got 3 days off of work when their wives went and had kids. You were, if your wife had a baby if your wife had a baby, started having a baby on Tuesday, you were and she was still in labor on Thursday, they expect you to be at work on Friday. You got 3 days. And my dad told us either he comes out this time or he don't, or you gotta go in there. We can get him with tongs because I won't be here next time. I used my last day off for maternity. Men only got 3 days back in the 70s. Hell, men only got in 3 days up through the 90s. They didn't get like 3 months off with pay like they do now. They didn't get like maternity leave money like women do. That was one of the few good things to come out of equal rights for men and women. Was that men got maternity leave that complemented women. It also helped reduce. They did it for a number of reasons. One of the reasons is maternity leave for men and women that's matches, where the man gets as much as the woman, benefits both the man and the woman physically and psychologically, because during the suicide, the postpartum depression. Postpartum depression was higher when my mom, and SIDS was higher when my mom had me. It's one of the reasons my mom didn't do prenatal. Like when Alana talked about his daughter, oh my god, I felt so bad. Because my mom, my grandmother, my mom's mom, was a nurse, and she was prenatal and postnatal. She was the nurse in the room with the babies in the incubators, and the incubators and stuff like that, where like they had to be in little cabinets and shit. She was that nurse. That was her job. And my mom, even though my mom wanted to be she wanted to do accounting. But because back in the 70s, as a woman, you got 3 real job possibilities. Nurse, teacher, secretary. Those are 3 major. Yeah, you have your outliers that became scientists and stuff like that. But yeah, with my mom's scores for school, she could have been an accountant today, or even in the 90s. And which is what she really would have liked to have done. But her scores would have made it her, like, she would have been a teacher, a secretary, or she could go into nursing. And so she went nursing because it was the only thing she really liked out of the 3 choices. What do we want? What do we want? We already got. I need something for cold. Element. Cold. Air gun, hydrojet. That's right, you guys. Which SWE do we want? We're gonna put you SWE out. How am I hungry again? I swear, this character is a frickin' pig. Character goes through food so quickly. Ooh, I can build one of these. Mannequin cabinet. Crossbow, even though it's kind of slow. My dad didn't have all that good of luck either when it came to like jobs. His father was a well driller. Both my grandparents grew up on farms. My grandmother grew up on a farm. On and like they all came from farm families. Every single one of my family members. All my grandparents came from farms. Whether it was a farm, whether it was a dairy farm or a, because my grandmother's was a dairy and it was dairy and wheat and corn, and Dad made moonshine. Great-granddad made moonshine and sold it in New York City because I don't care what Grandma says. You aren't friends with Lucky Luciano and Capone with photographs of you together at a speakeasy and go to New York as a farmer in the 20s every weekend and not be selling frickin' whiskey to like debutantes. You aren't marrying you're not one but two widowed socialites, one of whom was a flapper. If you guys know what flappers are, they were the equivalent of party girls in the 20s. The woman I knew as my granny, my great-grandmother, was a flapper. She was a frickin' party girl in the 20s. Her daughters were being taken care of by her parents while she went out clubbing in the 20s. Because her first husband died in World War I. She married my great-grandfather after his wife died, I think, of the Spanish flu. She did not die. She died of natural causes. She didn't die for any weird reasons. I think she died of Spanish flu. Or she died of childbirth. And which means my grandmother. Oosh. But, yeah, it's just, like me, I grew up across from farm country. My mom was a nurse. My dad was a shipping receiving clerk who happened to have a lot of artistic talent that he never really got to take advantage of. Because it's just not what you did back then. Like, artists did not make, like, money. You know, we weren't in California. We weren't in Cali. My dad was brought up to believe you worked for a living. You know, you got up, if it hurt, if you could get out of bed, you went to work. And that's what I was taught. Until, and even after I had my fall and hurt myself, I took a 35-mile-an-hour bounce downhill on pavement. And that was on a Thursday, and I was back to work by Saturday. Half my left leg wrapped from my knee to my ankle, wrapped in bandages. Because I had road rash. I had road rash from my knee to my ankle. Brush burn abrasions. My right shoulder wrapped. My face had bandages on it. And I was at work. 8-hour shift. Hobbling around. Working in a kitchen. Sweating, because it was always like 100 degrees in the freaking kitchen. Miserable. In lots of pain. Popping Tylenol and Advil just to get through the day. Boss going, oh, I don't think you're really that hurt. Pull up my pant leg and show him like, you want me to take the bloody bandage off? You seem to be, you could have come in on Friday, or you could have come to work on Thursday, because I suppose that I had off on Friday, was supposed to work Thursday, and I can still remember doing this, going downhill, going to work. It was a Thursday, Friday was payday, and my brain was like, okay, and I just gotten the bike out of the garage, and put, was in my brain, in my head, just riding along, going through all the stuff I needed to do with the bike the next day, which was take it to the local bike shop and get a yearly once-over on it, to have to see if, to make sure the frame was still good, to check the handlebars, to do the brakes, to do all that stuff. Thank you, Nicholas. You have a good night. Thanks for coming and hanging out. But yeah, I was planning to take the bike in to get repaired and do the yearly checkup, and my back tire blew and took out the bike. Put me on my ass, bounced downhill, hurt like a motherfucker. Called out to work that day, dislocated my right shoulder. My dad had to pop my right shoulder back into place. And on that Saturday, I'm at work, and my supervisor, the cook I worked with, the guy was our boss during the day. He's like, "Oh, you aren't that hurt. Come on, you can't be that bad. You look fine." And here I know how to fall off a bike, so I mitigated the damage as best I could when I fell. Years of martial arts training on that one. It's the only thing that it's also the doctors say the only reason I still have a left leg is the martial arts training saved me. Saved me from like ripping the leg out of the socket. Like my knee should have been ripped out of, like it should have been ripped off my leg. It's like people who understand medical shit have looked at my chart from 2004, 2006, and turned gray and almost thrown up. Because they're like, oh my god, this is horrific. The damage you've done is horrific. And it took a decade for it really to put me on my ass. It took a decade for me to finally go, yeah, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. So in 2014, it didn't take a decade for me to say I'm done. 2014 is when my body said you're done, and started having shit go wrong. Where I started to need surgeries, and then for another 6-7 years, I worked through it. I've had my right leg operated. My right leg didn't get operated on. My left leg got operated on twice. My lower back has been looked at, and they won't touch it because they're worried about permanently fucking up my back. Because their whole thing is, if we do something, it can make it worse. And so my right shoulder's been rebuilt. They've looked at me and just gone, "How are you not in constant pain?" And I look at them and go, "I am." That's kind of part of why I'm here. I'm in pain. Please medicate me. And like, well, let's do physical therapy first. Never fucking works. Physical therapy does not work when you've got long-term persistent pain. Medication works. Oxycontin worked. And I wish they'd put me back on it. Because I was 10 times better when I was on Oxy. But they won't, because, oh my god, it's a... Bear with me, guys. My internet crashed. I'm going to take a short break because I need to use the bathroom. But I will be back in a minute. My internet crashed on me. Guys, there is a strong possibility that I might lose my connection again. I'm going to try to do my best to carry on. We're going to play Palworld for a little bit longer. No, I think I need to have the line to my internet checked again. I think the internet, the cable line might have gotten water in it again. We are loading back in. Because I was like, I didn't even quite realize that I had lost my connection that badly. But I am back in. Yeah, I got kicked so badly it's not even funny. It's like, it was horrible.